Virtually everyone can sing to some degree, but if you want to excel as a singer, you need to find a voice teacher that can take your singing to the next level. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need a voice teacher and how you can go about finding the best voice teacher that fits you. Reason number 1, you don't hear yourself correctly. Have you ever tried recording yourself singing and then listening back in disbelief? Is that me? Do I really sound like that? It can be quite jarring to hear yourself on a recording because that's not what you thought you sounded like. The way you perceive your singing is different from how it actually sounds to others. This is one reason why you need an outside ear to give you feedback on how your voice sounds. Reason number 2, training vocal technique. Even if you could hear yourself correctly, you still probably wouldn't know what or how to fix any vocal faults. An experienced voice teacher will be able to give you the skills you need to develop your vocal technique. Reason number 3, modeling. Another reason to study with a voice teacher is because of modeling. Having a teacher that can model a certain way of singing is an extremely effective way of learning for many singers. There are some things that cannot be learned by verbal communication alone, which can only be learned through modeling. There's the saying, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." I think this is true about singing as well. Modeling or demonstrating what you are doing wrong and then modeling the correct way, coupled with verbal communication, will get you the results much more quickly. How to choose a voice teacher. A great voice teacher should be able to get you results in your voice, period. Here are some of the basic fundamentals that a great voice teacher will help you achieve. A core sound, an even vibrato, a chiaroscuro balance, freedom from excess tension, smooth and seamless registration breaks, and a wide vocal range. A great voice teacher should 1. Have a solid understanding of how the voice functions. 2. Be able to demonstrate mastery in vocal technique. 3. Be able to diagnose what you are doing wrong. And 4. Be able to effectively communicate to you how to correct a vocal fault through modeling incorrect and correct technique, through kinesthetic exercises. For example, I would like you to do a baby plie, and this will help you engage your abdominal support. That would be an example of a kinesthetic exercise. And through verbal communication, through imagery, through an explanation of anatomy, and explanation of certain sensations that you should be feeling in your body and your throat. Each voice student learns differently, so a good voice teacher will adapt his or her approach to the needs of the student. In-person versus online voice lessons. In my life, I've had several amazing voice teachers, and I've learned something different from each teacher. I've had voice lessons both in person and online via Zoom, and I have found advantages to both options. One of the major advantages of Zoom voice lessons is that you can find expert voice teachers that are far away from you that you would not have access to normally because they live hundreds or even thousands of miles away. The advantage of being in person is that it's nice to be in person. I actually would rather have a voice lesson on Zoom with an expert than have an in-person voice lesson with somebody who is not an expert and who doesn't know what they're talking about. Male versus female. My first 2 voice teachers were sopranos, and I learned a ton from them, and I am forever grateful to them. When I became more advanced, I decided to study with a tenor, and there were certain things that I learned from him that I could not learn from a soprano. For instance, the amount of breath pressure that is needed for the upper register for a tenor is different than for a soprano. Also, the approach to resonance in the upper register is slightly different. It is important to find a voice teacher that will be a perfect match for you. The bottom line is, if you want to improve your singing, the best way to do this is by taking voice lessons with an experienced voice teacher that will get you results. If you're looking for a voice teacher, I teach voice lessons both in person and online on Zoom. I have a bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree in vocal performance, and I've been teaching singers for over 20 years. If you are interested in taking voice lessons with me, either on Zoom or in person, check out my website, joshualindsay.com, and there you'll find more information.